Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? A gracious good morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It is Tuesday morning. It is May 20th, and it is 3:37 in the a.m. And this is my last recording for this morning. My allergies are killing me, y'all. Can you see how red my eyes are? You can hear the congestion. Anywho, yeah. I'm a little just disoriented because of the allergies. I'm waiting for the eyes to start itching. I haven't had this since I was a kid, but yeah, here I am dealing with it. I want to share something with you that has been resonating with me for a hot minute now. By a hot minute, I want to say approximately a week, and I just need to talk about it. I really need to talk about it. In everyday news, every day, we're hearing about the Sean Combs trial. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the name, the P. Diddy trial. And first, folks, I want you to be mindful of what you're listening to as far as this trial is concerned. I just saw a video that was, I want to say, nothing but AI, nothing but misdirection, nothing but disinformation, and everybody's just kind of jumping on it hook, line, and sinker. For AI generated images, I want you to listen to the voice. I want you to look at the mouth movements. Okay? And I want you to look at the neckline, because for whatever reason, the editing hasn't gotten advanced yet. Notice I said yet. So it looks a little catawampus. Some things are very obvious, but a lot of it is just crazy folks creating these images and, you know, just throwing salt in the information, if you will. And that's what I want to talk about. Not so much the Diddy trial, but our behaviors that lead to and create a Diddy. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Behaviors that lead to and create a Diddy. And I'm going to talk specifically to the sisters. But brothers, far too many of you identify with the story. Far too many of you are mirroring the story, because you have some warped sense of self, some warped sense of value, this misogynistic, toxic masculinity kind of ideology, and you may not think you do, but I want you to think about the music that you're bombarding yourself with on a regular basis. What kind of message do you get from your music? Now, every so often I'll put my satellite radio on a hip-hop station, because I'm an old school hip-hop, you know, where the stuff was conscious, where the stuff was righteous. And every so often they'll play something new, and I'm like clutching the pearls at the lyrics. And sisters, I'm not just going to get on the men about the lyrics of songs. Some of you have gotten real raw and raunchy, you know. And somehow we have gotten the message twisted, you know, in that we're empowering ourselves by devaluing and denigrating what it means to be a woman. Miss me with all that noise. And that's just what it is. It's noise. And again, if you're marking yourself down, why am I extolling you as something of value? part. Oh no, you don't respect me. You're not respecting yourselves. Yeah, I said it. I put it out there. I know I'm going to get some blowback, but I want you to listen to what you're allowing yourselves to listen to. I want you to hear how the script has been flipped and you're calling stuff empowering. That's like the N word. No, we took it back, and it's a term of endearment, and it's empowered because we took it back. We took the hard R off of it, and we put an AH on the end. Either way, people have died for that word. Either way, it's still used to denigrate. I want you to really think about that. When you say somebody's my blank, and that's supposed to mean a friend, you know, like a blood brother or blood sister. And what it also has that's not really spoken is, you know, we're like-minded and you're not challenging me. I want my friends to challenge me to a place of growth, to be the best version of myself. And if I'm calling you out of your name, if I'm calling you something other than what you see yourself as, if I'm calling you something that has some connotations attached to it, you know, I need to look at me. Okay, now getting back to my original point, we're looking at, and we're hearing about this trial. And all the while, I'm listening to some of the information. I'm like, where is this child's parents? Now, she's a teenager. Yeah, I don't know about you. Teenagers aren't grown. Teenagers are going to make some mistakes. There's some people, you know, when they reach the teenage years, they're pretty self-contained. But I'm listening to the stories, and it's like, self-contained with what? You know, where's the value? Where's the purpose? What's the point? You know, at 19, I know I was running around acting stupid. 19, I was young and in college. At 19, I was working dead-end jobs, but it paid for college. At 19, you know, I still had a lot to learn and, you know, discover about myself. And I thank God, you know, I had a mom that was kind of spicy to the point of jalapeno. And I say jalapeno kind of tongue-in-cheek. She's jalapeno business. Jalapeno. That part. I had one of those mothers. She would let you go. She would let you make your mistakes. Then she'd talk to you about your decision-making process. You know, it's like running beside somebody on when the training wheels come off, and when you let them go and they go and crash and burn. You ask them, do you know where you lost your balance? Do you know where you went wrong? Do you know where you made your mistake? That was the kind of mom I had. Now, some things she did immediate interventions, but for the most part, she's running beside you and she lets you go. So I'm thinking, where's Cassie's parents? And were they somehow invested in her being pimped, if you will? Because that's the first level of exploitation. You know, she's going to be a star and I'm going to make money off of her. And that's the feel I get. I could be wrong, but that's the feel I get. But speaking in more general terms, sisters, we are more concerned these days about being somebody's peace, P-I-E-C-E, than we are about learning to become someone's peace, P-E-A-C-E. And in that P-E-A-C-E, there's a reciprocal relationship. There's a covering, if you will. Now, every so often, self-serving behavior is going to seep in, slip in, But if you're someone's peace, P-E-A-C-E, you're able to call that out. You're able to discuss it in real and rational terms. And you're willing to compromise, grow, and move on from that. When you're somebody's peace, P-I-E-C-E, you're relegated to a position like a puzzle, and when that puzzle is complete, what do you do with that puzzle? Now, some of us frame it, but then it becomes an art piece and an object. Some of us tear it down, put it back in the box, only to reuse it when we're bored. And some of us just trash it. Saying all this to say, learn the difference between P-I-E-C-E and P-E-A-C-E. And there's a major difference.